In movies and video games, a zombie apocalypse is pure fiction. Cities collapse, survivors gather supplies, and society falls apart. Yet in the real world, some people actually prepare for something similar. They store food, build emergency kits, and learn survival skills in case modern systems suddenly fail. So why would anyone prepare for such an extreme scenario? Why are some people preparing for a zombie apocalypse? In this video, we'll explore where this mindset comes from and why more people are taking emergency planning seriously. Let's dive in, right here, on History of Simple Things. The people most often associated with preparing for a zombie apocalypse are part of a broader group known as preppers. Preppers focus on preparing for disasters that could disrupt everyday life for weeks, months, or even longer. This mindset became more visible in the United States during the late 20th century, especially during the Cold War, when people built fallout shelters in case of nuclear war. Over time, the focus shifted from nuclear threats to other possible crises such as economic collapse, global pandemics, or widespread power outages. The idea is simple. Modern society depends on complex systems like electricity, transportation, and supply chains, and if those systems fail, everyday conveniences could disappear quickly. Preppers respond by storing food, water, medical supplies, and tools. While the term zombie apocalypse is often used humorously, it represents a scenario where social systems break down, forcing individuals to rely on their own resources and skills. Popular culture has played a major role in shaping the modern image of the zombie apocalypse. Stories about zombies have existed for centuries, but they became especially influential after the 1968 film Night of the Living Dead, directed by George A. Romero. Romero's film introduced the modern version of zombies as reanimated corpses spreading a mysterious infection. Later movies, television shows, and video games expanded the concept into a global catastrophe. The television series The Walking Dead became one of the most popular examples, showing characters surviving in a world where civilization has collapsed. These stories sparked curiosity about survival strategies, from gathering supplies to defending communities. Although viewers understand that the scenarios are fictional, they often imagine how they would respond in similar situations. For some people, that curiosity evolves into a practical interest in preparedness, turning entertainment into a gateway for real-world emergency planning. Real-world events have made disaster preparedness feel less like fiction and more like common sense. Hurricanes, earthquakes, wildfires, and pandemics can disrupt supply chains and infrastructure for extended periods. One of the most influential events in recent memory was the global spread of COVID-19. During the early stages of the pandemic, many stores temporarily ran out of basic supplies such as food, masks, and toilet paper. For people already interested in preparedness, this moment seemed to confirm their concerns about how fragile supply systems can be. Government agencies also encourage emergency readiness. In fact, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention once published a lighthearted zombie preparedness guide as a way to promote disaster readiness. The campaign explained that preparing for zombies involves the same steps as preparing for hurricanes or other emergencies, including having emergency kits, evacuation plans, and communication strategies. Another reason people prepare for extreme scenarios is the appeal of self-reliance. Modern life depends heavily on systems like electricity, refrigeration, and transportation to function smoothly. If any of these systems fail, even temporarily, daily life can become difficult very quickly. Preparing for a zombie-like scenario encourages people to practice independence by learning practical skills such as gardening, water purification, first aid, and food preservation. These abilities can be useful during real emergencies like natural disasters or long power outages. For many, preparedness becomes more than a safety plan. It becomes a lifestyle focused on resilience and reducing dependence on fragile systems. Preparing for worst-case scenarios can also provide psychological comfort. Large disasters often create uncertainty because they are outside of personal control. By preparing in advance, people feel they are taking steps to protect themselves and their families, turning fear into practical action. The zombie apocalypse works well as a metaphor for a complete breakdown of normal systems. If someone prepares for something that extreme, they believe they will also be ready for smaller, more realistic emergencies. Psychologists sometimes call this scenario planning, where imagining difficult situations helps people think through possible responses and risks. Despite the stereotype of isolated survivalists, many people in preparedness communities connect with others who share similar interests. Through online forums, local meetups, and training events, they exchange ideas about emergency planning, building supply kits, and learning survival skills. Sometimes families and neighbors even coordinate plans to support each other during crises. The zombie apocalypse theme often serves as a creative way to discuss preparedness without focusing on a specific disaster, turning the topic into an engaging way to explore survival strategies and community cooperation. When people talk about preparing for a zombie apocalypse, they usually aren't expecting the dead to rise. Instead, it's a symbolic way of thinking about disasters that could disrupt modern society. The growth of the prepper movement, influence of popular culture, and events like pandemics have all helped popularize this mindset. Preparing for extreme scenarios encourages people to store supplies, learn survival skills, and think about how dependent modern life is on complex systems. Ultimately, the fascination with zombie preparedness reflects a simple human instinct, the desire to be ready for the unexpected. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.